Talking about figures, in order to complete the framework describing the economic context for enterprises. Now I call to the floor Alessio Candi, who is the person responsible for consulting and M&A director of Panbianco, who will give us an overview of the figures. Thank you, David. And my presentation will be very quick. I would like to focus on the main topics regarding the sector. I would like to start from the market. Mr. Ancorotti gave us the national data. I will give you the international data at the general level. The market accounts for $200 billion. In 2020, there was a decrease by 8%. After having grown continuously with a CAGR of 20%. At the international level, all the regions in the world are witnessing a decrease, especially in Europe, with a minus 16%, while the Asia Pacific saw a decrease by only 4%. It is the most important geographical area because it accounts for 42% of the global market. As for the different sectors are concerned, skincare and hair care, which are the two main sectors, have seen a moderate decrease, 4%, while makeup, fragrances, and perfumes have seen a decrease by 18% and 18%, more or less. It is a very important piece of data we will talk about this morning, is e-commerce, which has been the leitmotif of these years. From 2014 to 2020, the sector went from 9 to 44 billion. That means a growth of 30% year by year. In 2020, it grew by 44%. It now accounts for 22% of the general market. And now some figures of the main global companies. You know, this is a concentrated sector. You can see 8 large companies which are listed on the stock exchange. In 2019, the turnover was 71 billion with an EBITDA of 15%. As you can see, in 2020, there was a slight decrease in turnover by 5% with an underperformance, and the EBITDA is now 14%. The interesting piece of data regards the first quarter of 2021. You can see a growth by 11%. So you can see the sector is bouncing upwards, literally. Here, you can see a sample of the main beauty companies listed at the global level. The capitalization is very important. We're talking about nearly 600 billion euros. From the 1st of January 2020, the stocks of these companies have seen an average decrease by 23%. Since then, they have seen a growth of 63%. What are the main trends here? The e-commerce and M&A, which is the concentration of the sector. And so this is a trend which is continuing. You can see very interesting pieces of data here. These are the data regarding e-commerce for L'Oréal, Shiseido, Douglas, and Revlon. And you can see two main things here. You can see a growth in 2020, a growth by 60% for L'Oréal, Douglas 41%, and Revlon 2 has seen a growth. So for L'Oréal, this channel accounts for 27%, 25% for Shiseido, 25% for Douglas, and 16% for Revlon. So we're talking about nearly a quarter of the general turnover. we can see the data from a Pharmae, a listed company, which from 2017 to 20 has seen a growth, an average growth of 69% at the annual level. And then Veralab, the Estetista Cinica, which started her company in 2017, and she sells nearly all of her products online. And you can see an impressive piece of data here, 250% of growth. So in spite of the pandemics, M&A is continuing with important figures here. We selected some of them. For example, Natura & Co. bought Avon products for $1.6 billion. And this is a very interesting group because Natura & Co. has Body Shop, Avon, and Aesop. It is one of the world leaders. Cake and Arc is an American fund which bought the professional hair care department of Coty. Coty has acquired KKW by Kim Kardashian, Puig with the Charlotte Tilbury operation, and Givaudan, which entered into the Italian company B Color Makeup. In Italy, we've seen some important M&A operations. For example, Euroitalia, which acquired Atkinson and the Coloniali, Italmobiliari, of the Presenti family, which entered into Officina Profumo Santa Maria Novella, Pool Service, which acquired Panzeri Diffusion thanks to a Wallbridge operation, which created a domain of the nutraceutics. And then, what are we expecting for the next months? The concentration of the market will continue. We're seeing that the targets, the companies are successful, but there are a few targets here. And then digitalization of business, which is very important as for e-commerce and communication are concerned. Communication is very important in this e-commerce universe. And online has become a very important domain of activity, which accounts for 1/3, 1/4 of the turnover. And in 2021, we're seeing some recovery, but it is a transition year, and the actual recovery will take place starting from 2022. So we estimate a growth between 5% and 10% for 2021. Thank you, and have a nice day.